welcome to episode 26 of The Closest They Came, a series where we take a look back on the days when drivers, winless at NASCAR's highest level, came painfully close to etching their names into the history books. Today we'll be looking back on Ron Hornaday Jr.'s race in the 2001 Virginia 500 from Martinsville Speedway, bringing the series back to the 2001 season for the sixth time. Hailing from Palmdale, California, Hornaday would follow in the footsteps of his legendary father, pursuing success in stock car racing. After beginning his full-fendered career at the nearby Saugus Speedway, he would make the move up to the NASCAR Southwest Series for the 1988 season, eventually claiming back-to-back championships in 1992 and 93, and compiling a total of 18 wins in the series. He would make his presence felt in the NASCAR Winston West Series as well, with his breakout season coming in 1994, earning 4 wins and a runner-up finish in points. Making a handful of Cup Series starts in the early to mid-90s during West Coast swings, he would manage to lead his first lap at Phoenix Raceway in 1994. His first notable success at the national touring level would come in the fledgling NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Driving for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, he would earn 25 wins and 2 championship titles by the turn of the millennium. Moving up with DEI and sponsor Napa Auto Parts to the NASCAR Busch Series for the 2000 season, he would claim 2 wins and come home 5th in the overall standings. Despite being released from DEI in favor of Michael Waltrip for the 2001 season, Hornaday would parlay his success into a Cup Series ride in the famous number 14 car for A.J. Foyt Racing. By the time teams pulled into Martinsville Speedway in early April, Hornaday had made 16 starts in the series, having earned his first top 10 finish 5 races prior at Las Vegas. In his first weekend with interim crew chief Fred Graves atop the pit box, following the exit of Felipe Lopez, the team would struggle in qualifying, claiming the 43rd and final spot on the starting grid, leading Graves to make wholesale adjustments to the car in final practice.
I know what I mean.
It's not happy. It's an unhappy car.
That is not a happy car now, I'm telling you.
And not a happy driver, 36th fastest on the time chart.
Car's really rolling back on the right rear. Got the left front corner all reared up in the air. I think they got a hillbilly set up. They got the rear springs in the back.
This place is one of the racetracks. We'll run pretty soft rear springs, Darrell. We'll be down there in those 200 and 225 range. Softer rear springs help get better forward bite on acceleration onto the straightaway.
Yeah, a pair of 200s is kind of common here. 225, 200 with a small rear bar.
Ron Hornaday Jr. rounds out the 43-car field.
Climbing forward steadily after the green flag waved, Hornaday would make his way up to 35th by the time Andy Houston would spin in turn 3 on lap 40, bringing out the first caution of the day. He would take advantage of the yellow, making a pit stop for fuel and new right side tires. He would restart from 29th place when the race resumed on lap 48. Contact between Brett Bodine and Kevin Harvick would create a stack-up exiting turn 2 on lap 56, bringing out the second caution. A separate incident would play out at the same time involving Hornaday, John Andretti, and Steve Park along the front stretch.
Here's the one in the 43 back here. Coming down. They're all checking up because of what happened up there in turn 2. Here they come. 43's got a lot of damage. Now Andretti is pretty well convinced that was all Ron Hornaday's fault, and kind of let him know about it.
Hornaday would stay out under the yellow, lining up in 4th for the lap 63 restart.
Kenny Schrader, he didn't pit this caution, but he did pit the caution about 15 laps ago, just like Ricky Craven in the 32 car and Ron Hornaday in the 14 car behind him.
The Pfizer cam looking back at Ron Hornaday. Now Hornaday is the 5th place car again because of that same strategy.
Well, I think Larry talked to the crew chief. He said they're very happy with the car. They made some changes on it, really woke it up.
Well, he's working with a new crew chief this week, Fred Graves. Fred Graves was his crew chief in the Truck Series when he won so many races and won that championship. Didn't qualify good, made a bunch of changes on spindles and everything yesterday. Real happy with this car at the end of practice.
And if Ron Hornaday can't run good here, then there's probably not very many places he can, because this is the kind of track out in California he grew up on.
Michael Waltrip would go for a spin following some help from Jimmy Spencer on lap 94, bringing out the 3rd yellow. Hornaday would stay out once more when the leaders came to pit road. Lining up second for the lap 100 restart behind Mark Martin, he would take the lead for the first time on the following circuit.
Look who has led his 8th race of the year, Mark Martin.
But look who's trying to take it away from him. Come on, Supertex. Oh, that's not Supertex. That's Ron Hornaday.
Supertex's car.
Yeah.
Ron Hornaday, he wants the lead down into turn 1.
And
Started
he got
dead
it.
last.
Oh, this is exciting for those guys.
Hornaday puts the Conseco Pontiac out front of Mark Martin.
Let me tell you something. When this day's over with, that car might be in victory circle, but it won't have anything but a roof number on it. I can guarantee you that, because he'll wear it out.
For more on Hornaday, Dick Berggren.
Ron Hornaday has done the incredible, the impossible today at Martinsville. He has gone from 43rd, dead last, to 1st. And right now, you ready for this? It's the first time he has led a Winston Cup stock car race since October 30th, 1994. This pit crew is absolutely wild with enthusiasm. They think they got a shot to maybe win this thing today. Mike?
Sure looks good right this moment.
I raced with him in the trucks here one time. I know one thing. He knows how to get around here. And he knows what he likes, and he's got a whole handful of it right now.
Matt Kenseth would get into Michael Waltrip in turn 2 on lap 112, setting off a multi-car pileup and slowing the race for the 4th time. Hornaday would give up the lead, pitting here for fuel and 4 fresh tires.
Hornaday just pitted out of the lead, took 4 tires. That's the first time the left side tires has been changed so far today. Fred Graves, his crew chief, starts today with Hornaday in this series.
After a lengthy cleanup, the action would resume on lap 130 with Hornaday lining up in the 15th position.
Burton and Ron Hornaday trying to work their way back up through, but they're back in 13th, 14th, and 15th place behind Rick Mast. Nice run for Mast today. Now it's Burton who has the inside on Rick Mast.
I'd be pretty impressed with Burton today. I mean, this is as good a run as I've seen him have this year.
High, clear high. Now it's Ron Hornaday who's got room inside.
Now there's Hornaday up on the curb. He'll be into the side of Rick Mast, and he'll have it sideways, and he'll bump into him, and finesse is not in his dictionary, I don't think.
Casey Atwood would get turned around by Dale Jarrett exiting turn 2 on lap 148, bringing out the 5th caution. Staying out under the yellow, Hornaday would restart from 11th on lap 160. This is where he would continue to run until caution number 6 would occur on lap 202 for Jerry Nadeau's spin in turn 4. Staying out when the leaders pitted, Hornaday would assume the race lead for the lap 209 restart.
Ron Hornaday steps out with the lead from Joe Nemechek. Jeff Gordon, Bobby Hamilton, Sterling Marlin, and Matt Kenseth, the top half dozen. Ron Hornaday leading in only the 2nd race of his Winston Cup career that he has led. Phoenix 1994 was the first. He is the leading leader and, of course, leading rookie of the race. The rest of the rookies struggling today.
A multi-car pileup would occur in turn 4 on lap 214 after Mike Skinner spun around following contact from Kenny Schrader. Hornaday would give up the lead to pit under this yellow, restarting from 21st on lap 219.
Pit stops, Dick Berggren.
Ron Hornaday pits out of the lead. He had over 80 laps on those tires. He asked for 4 fresh tires and 2 bottles of water, not just 1. It is very, very hot today, and we are hearing an increasing number of drivers call for various things to try and cool them off. Hornaday, the latest.
Green flag is back out. Jerry Nadeau tail end of the lead lap. He's out at the front of the pack.
Ron Hornaday went from 1st to 21st on that pit stop, and part of the reason was it was a long stop. His radio had become unhooked. They had to hook it back up. What that also means is that the crew did not know what they were supposed to do to the car to properly adjust it, so they just fired 4 at it. To Matt.
Making his way up to 14th before Mark Martin's hard crash in turn 4 would bring out the 8th caution on lap 270, he would pit with the leaders under the caution, restarting from 13th on lap 284. The green flag run would be very short, however, as debris in turn 1 would slow the race once again on lap 288. Restarting this time from 14th, Hornaday would battle hard on the ensuing run, climbing up to 11th.
And at the last 100 laps, then I'm going to turn it up to 100%.
Now we're told that Elliott Sadler, on the last caution, stayed out, did not pit. A little further back, the battle for 14th on back
couple of Pontiacs there. And I tell you, Ron Hornaday is having a pretty darn good day. And not only that, he's had to work. He hadn't been back to the front for a while, so he's kind of on a march to try to get back up near the lead.
Yeah, Hornaday led 24 laps, but his pit stop put him toward the back, and it's a hard climb back to the front here. Stewart and Hornaday settling in there in 12th and 13th position as they work past Craven.
Debris in turn 4 would bring out the 10th caution on lap 364. Pitting with the leaders, Hornaday would retain the 11th position for the lap 376 restart.
We'll slip back to the 11th place car, which will be Ron Hornaday driving for A.J. Foyt and Seco Pontiac.
That is a great run. I mean, led the race, started dead last. I mean, here's a man that's done a great job today. My hat's off to Hornaday and that whole team.
The 11th caution of the day would occur on lap 412 for Mike Wallace's spin in turns 3 and 4. Staying out under the yellow, Hornaday would take the green from 10th on lap 419. The 12th and final caution of the day would come out on lap 452 for Ricky Craven's incident in turn 2. Hornaday would take advantage here to pit for fresh tires, lining back up in 18th for the lap 458 restart. Fighting to move back forward, his great run would unfortunately be derailed by a late trip into the turn 4 wall with 6 laps to go.
Car in the wall, Hornaday.
No caution, no caution. He's back going again. Right in front of the leaders right here at the start-finish line. 5 laps to go.
Cut down a right front tire, and cars are getting past Hornaday, who could not get into the garage area.
Ultimately, he would come home 27th, 5 laps behind leader Dale Jarrett, as he claimed his 3rd win of the season and the 27th of his career. Parting ways with Foyt after the 2001 season, he would return to competition in the Busch Series, where he would earn a 3rd-place points finish in 2003 and claim 2 additional series victories. Returning to full-time Truck Series competition in 2005, he would pick up where he left off in the late 90s, earning 2 additional championship titles in 2007 and 2009, and finishing his career with 51 total victories on the tour. Impressive numbers that led to a NASCAR Hall of Fame induction in 2018. Ron Hornaday Jr. was a fierce competitor throughout his career, claiming multiple championships and putting up legendary numbers across multiple series of NASCAR. Despite having very limited opportunities at the Cup level, one spring day in early 2001, he made it known he could compete amongst the best of them at NASCAR's highest level.